What is up, guys? Welcome to Diggity, a video game podcast, episode number 134. I'm Jeff James. With me, as always, the incredible, unobtainable, luscious Brody Faults.
What's
How
up,
are you,
buddy?
my friend?
I'm
good, dude.
fantastic. How are you?
I'm pretty good. I'm looking this way because normally the camera's over here, but now it's not. It's over here as I've moved around. So
You gotta
I'm pretty
move stuff
happy.
all the time.
You know what I'm stoked about too? Right when we went live, I said, "What is up, guys?" All it did was show Streamlabs, but then I minimized it. Now we're here, so we're good.
It's at least a lot smoother than it was when we first started doing the live episodes, because that was a little rough there for a couple episodes.
We're working the kinks out, dude.
We're getting there. We're getting there.
8 for 8, baby. 8 for 8. Guys, please follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Diggity Podcast. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's Diggity, Diggity. And subscribe to our podcast if you're listening to the first time. Or tell your friends that we're on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, or wherever awesome podcasts are listened to. Ya heard. And with that, I guess, what have you been playing, dude?
Well, not a lot. I've been still grinding away at Pokemon. I was trying to. My nephew has Shield and I have Sword, and he wanted one of the exclusive to Sword Pokemon. So I was trying to track that thing down. It has a 5% chance of showing up, so that's exciting. Finally caught it today, and he's coming over tomorrow and he wants to trade. So I was cutting that deadline a little bit short. But other than that, the only new game I really have been playing, and the only other game I really have been playing, I guess, I have gotten into Frostpunk, which I've been talking to you about a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Generally not my type of game, but I'm loving it. And it is brutally hard.
Is it worse than Celeste?
Well, it's a whole different
I know it's a whole
realm, but yeah. The crazy thing about it is, like, there's certain things that happen as you play. Like, you're basically trying to survive in the cold, right, and build like a civilization from scratch.
Right.
And as you do this, it will the temperature will actually change, and so you have to alter how you're doing things according to that. And like, I have yet to, depending on how you do your playthrough, like, sometimes you screw yourself by not being able to actually heat like the homes and stuff around you. So then all your people get sick and then they die.
Oh God.
It's awful. Just a nightmare. So my first playthrough, I got kicked out of my own city. My second playthrough, I am on the verge of getting kicked out of my own city.
Is it over when you get kicked out?
Yeah, you got to start over then. That's end of the game. But I'm trying to figure out the pattern to make it further. And each time I've played it so far, I've made it further. But I've only played 2 playthroughs. Which on my second playthrough, I think I have like 4 hours into it or something like that. So I'm doing okay, but it sure doesn't feel like I'm making it much further. I'm still been just right on the cusp, just barely surviving. But it's a lot of fun, and I've been thinking about it a lot lately, and I'm ready to go back and play more and get kicked out of my city again.
I was stunned that you played this too, because I do not take you as a steampunk dude at all.
Well, and that for me, the steampunk isn't really over the top. For me, it was more the way they present the whole survival mechanics and thing like that. That was more what caught my attention rather than the steampunk style of it. Because really, as you play it, it's not really steampunky, I don't think. I mean, there's some portions of it that kind of are, but it's not over the top in your face, like really annoying steampunk stuff that you see pretty often. Like, if you try to buy anything from Etsy, everything is steampunk, and it's very bizarre.
Oh, jeez. Digs on Etsy. Oh, God.
But yeah, what have you been playing?
I played a bit of Ni no Kuni, a little bit more of that, and ripped into some NHL 19. Not 20, because I won't buy it. I still have EA access trial.
Yeah.
So, by the
Neo
way, free EA access premium. I don't
mhm,
know what the difference is. I forget. But there's a free month trial right now on your Xbox dashboard
nice.
if you hit that up.
Um, yeah, Ni no Kuni is next on my list of Switch
Oh,
games. Well,
oh
okay, I
yes.
take that back. Next is Astral Chain.
You should
So,
try and play Ni no Kuni on your TV, like in the dock.
yeah.
I
Yeah,
mean,
but I
it's
just
good
got the
handheld.
Switch Lite, man.
I have no problem with it handheld at all. It's just I think it's really good
Yeah.
through the dock.
Yeah, I'll give her a go for sure, but I end up playing handheld most of the time on Switch, and that's what I use that for predominantly,
On
so it's
Switch
kinda
Lite?
hard. Switch Lite? But yeah, I gotta finish up Pokemon, and I'm right at the tail end. I just made it to the last city, so it's literally just go in and kick some ass and then get out, and then I'm done. I'm not gonna catch all of the Pokemon. I don't have time for that.
Ah, he's not
Uh,
gonna catch them all.
as I've gone through, I've caught all of the new ones that I found, but
You
I'm
won't be
not
the
going
very
back
best.
to search for them over and over and over. But yeah, no, next up is Astral Chain. I want to get that knocked out because it's kind of a shorter game. And then Ni no Kuni now becomes my next big Switch game after Astral Chain. I have it all segmented out. I have like what I'm playing on PC, what I'm playing on PlayStation, what I'm playing on Xbox, and what I'm playing on Switch. And I have them all planned out for the extended
Do you have it
future.
written down?
No, no, all up here. It's steel trap, man.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
No, what's gonna happen is I'm gonna log into Xbox and everybody else is gonna be on. They're gonna be like, "You guys want to play Call of Duty?" Yeah, sure. And then I'll just never progress, just like I've done countless times. Outer Worlds, like that, I played an hour of it and it got put on the back burner, and I really want to get back into that. I still need to beat Near Automata. Yeah, it's just I have a stupid backlog that I really need to get to.
Gears.
Gears. We got to do Gears.
If
I
it'll
still have
work.
yeah, if it works, we got to grind through
Yeah, if
Gears.
it'll work for us.
I've got to finish up Borderlands 3 yet as well. Because I bought the season pass for that when I bought it. Because I was like, I love Borderlands. I'm gonna play the shit out of this. And then I've played a decent chunk, but I keep getting distracted
Is
and
it
pulled away.
confirmed that that's been a little bit of a letdown, or is it just more just
Yeah.
not it's just a comparison, it's not as
Um,
good as the other ones, and that's why it's down, or is it just there's some
no,
changes
I
and that
think
the
it's
people just
just
didn't
as good
like?
as the other ones. I mean, I just don't think that series has aged as well as people hoped it would.
Oh, okay.
Borderlands is because it's still very much Borderlands, like the really over the top, like cheesy humor, and like they got the cringy twins that are like YouTubers and stuff, and they do all the cringy like
Pre
YouTube stereotypes and
pretty sure they were based off of, like, Logan Paul and Jake Paul,
oh,
100%,
absolutely, absolutely.
which is frightening and disappointing at the same time.
So yeah, I don't know. I don't think it's been kind of I don't think people are generally saying it's bad. It's more just like, yeah, it's Borderlands. They didn't innovate on it really in any way, shape, or
Yeah,
form.
yeah, yeah.
But that's fine by me. I've enjoyed what I've put into it. I just keep getting distracted and
You
pulled
think
into
they'll make
other
another
things.
one, or do you think there's a
Oh
complete
yeah,
disconnect from
I'm
the
sure they
generation?
will. I
Huh.
don't know how long it's gonna be. I mean, there was a pretty hefty gap between
Right.
2 and 3. I mean, yeah, I know we had the pre-sequel, but that wasn't really
It's kinda
the
like got
same.
Darksiders effect a little bit.
A little bit, maybe not
Waited
as
too long,
bad.
maybe?
I think the big thing about Darksiders is it's just a really outdated formula. Like Borderlands,
Yeah.
at least like the loot and shoot mechanics and stuff still work well. It's just the cringy humor that doesn't age very well, and yet they're still pushing the hell out of it. And the thing
Right.
is, I think they will forever push that in Borderlands. That's
Oh,
just what it
probably.
is, and that's fine. I mean, there's
Yeah, oh,
fans
yeah.
of that, and I don't mind it. I can usually just ignore most of it. I play it predominantly just for the gameplay anyway. So,
Sure,
yeah,
yeah. Cool. Alright, geez, I guess we move on to the stuff.
yeah,
Uh,
we the news
so
and shit.
yeah, so it's obviously it's the first, Friday of 2020, which is pretty wild. It's 2020, dude.
It's 2020.
Holy cow.
2020. We made
Yeah,
it. We
Judas
made it.
Priest. It's 2020. Do you wanna hit us up with the Diggity Radar, seeing as it is
Yeah.
the first Friday of the month?
So for Diggity Radar this go around, I chose Temtem, uh, which isn't. I mean, it is an indie game, but it's also not necessarily an unknown indie game if you've been kind of keeping up on stuff like this. But at the same time, I don't know how many people actually keep up on this because we're kind of sequestered in our own little world over here, keeping up on
Yay!
all the shit that no one cares about.
But people do seem to care about it
But people care to an
because they
extent.
listen to us.
They don't care enough to scour the internet for it. But anyway, so Temtem is a massively multiplayer creature collection adventure inspired by Pokemon. Seek adventure in a lovely airborne archipelago alongside your Temtem squad. Catch every Temtem, battle other tamers, customize your house, join a friend's adventure, or explore the dynamic online world. The developer on this is Crema. Which Crema is a game studio based in Madrid, Spain, which their
Ooh.
previous works include Instant Buttons, which was an app, Oh My Goat, Ridiculous
Oh my
Triathlon,
god!
and Immortal Redneck, which Immortal Redneck came out last spring, maybe,
You can
or
play
the
Immortal
fall before
Redneck
that.
in Kendallville, Indiana. You too can play it just simply by walking around.
It's kind of like the VR version of Immortal Redneck, but Immortal Redneck seemed to do okay. I'll continue on with the news dump before we actually get to the talking about it a little bit more. But the publisher on this is Humble Bundle, platforms Steam, Switch, PS4, and Xbox One. Which I couldn't find any info on whether it's just coming to Steam first, but I believe it is, and it will eventually make its way to Switch and PS4 and Xbox One. And the release date for this is January 21st, 2020. So not too terribly far away. But this is kind of the game that people are looking to be almost like a spiritual successor to Pokemon. I don't think it's going to completely take over that market by any means. But they are seeming to try to do things that Pokemon just doesn't want to do in the ways that Pokemon doesn't want to evolve. But but yeah, no, it's kind of one of those things that they have lofty goals, and it'll be interesting to see if they actually are able to pull them off. I will definitely be picking it up and at least giving it a go and seeing if it's worth your time, and I'll let you guys know. But it looks interesting. The Temtem, which are their version of Pokemon, I don't know. The design so far, I'm not overly impressed, but they look fine enough that if the gameplay's there, it could be worth it. It'd be interesting to see what they can actually pull off. Because, like I said, lofty goals, but who knows?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just excited that there's something out there that also kind of contends with Pokemon.
Yeah,
I think it keeps Pokemon more honest, and it keeps, not that they've done anything bad, but I think it just makes Pokemon better. I mean, you can't say that it doesn't help.
right.
I mean, there's competition now, be it even if it's a small amount, still helps.
Mm-hmm.
People are also willing to try new stuff like that. I mean, I'm not that I'm sick and tired of Pokemon, or I find Pokemon old by any means, but I mean, I have kind of wanted to see someone else also try,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
So
It would be nice to see somebody kind of push those guys a little bit more because I mean, they've definitely fallen into a little bit of a lull where they just kind of repeat. It's like a copy and paste of the um, recipe for those games, and I really do want to see it evolve to a better point. But yeah, we'll see how this all comes about. I mean, it from what I've seen so far, it's very much kind of like some of the fan designs of like a Pokemon MMO, which there's been a handful of them. A lot of them end up getting shut down, but there's some that have actually survived for a while now, and they're fine. I mean, they're just essentially a Pokemon game, but with other people running around and things like that. So this adds some different elements to where it's almost like um it's almost like a oh shoot, Animal Crossing in a way where you can like customize your house and things like
mhm.
that. Just little elements, nothing like over the top, but
With stuff
Hopefully,
that's been missing.
yeah, stuff that just kind of immerses you into those kind of worlds a little bit more. So it'd be interesting to see how this does. I'm tentatively excited for this game.
Tentatively excited.
Yeah.
Jesus. Good God. Moving on. Xbox Games with Gold for January have been
Ooh.
announced. Well, I don't be going to. I'll be getting too excited now. Here we go. Ready?
Boy, they've been dropping the ball lately.
Yeah. So for Xbox One, you can get Sticks, Shards of Darkness, and you can get that from January 1st to the 31st. So the whole month of January, that's yours. And then halfway through the month, starting on January 16th, you can get Batman, the Telltale series, and that's going to run until February 15th. Your backwards compatible games are going to be Tekken 6, and that runs January 1st to January 15th. And Lego Star Wars 2, the original trilogy, you can check that out January 16th to the 31st. So the Lego Star Wars 2, the original trilogy, excuse me, is probably what I'm most excited for, honestly, and all that.
Yeah. I'm not big on fighting games, so Tekken doesn't really do anything for me.
I'm not big on Batman. You
I
couldn't
like,
fucking tell from behind me.
yeah, I don't mind Batman, but I don't really care for Telltale games. That's not really my. I end up just falling asleep. In all honesty.
Oh my God.
I need something to capture my attention a little bit more and get me more involved. But watching a story play out does not do it.
Fair enough.
And Styx has actually been, I'm pretty sure, available for free before, because I'm pretty positive I have it, and I know I didn't buy it. But most people say it's fine. I mean, they say it's a decent stealth type game. But yeah, not generally my thing.
Well,
As we've talked about many times, stealth not my
teach their
thing.
own, dude. Teach
Yep.
their own.
Yeah. PlayStation, on the other hand, they have some free games for the month of January if you're a PlayStation Plus member. These games are and include and are limited to as well. Uncharted, the Nathan Drake Collection, and Goat Simulator.
See, now that's good.
That's pretty
a
solid.
Good lineup. I mean, obviously, here's my problem, right? Is I think Xbox sits there and goes, shit, Game Pass or Games of Gold.
Yeah.
Game Pass or Games of Gold. Game Pass.
They're kind of fighting
money.
themselves on that. Yeah.
I mean, Xbox Live at this point, it's a fucking requirement.
Well, yeah.
I mean, it's not
it pretty much is on PlayStation 2.
Yeah.
Rather than, if you're just going to play Fortnite, I don't think you actually have to have a PlayStation Plus membership or an Xbox membership for that. But, yeah, Uncharted, the Nathan Drake Collection. I mean, you can pick that up dirt cheap, but free's even better. I mean,
yeah.
And
That's
Goat
right.
Simulator. It's dumb fun. I mean, it's dumb
so
fun.
stupid,
Jump in and play
it.
for a little bit and then jump out and maybe you return to it again. It's fun for a couple hours of playing around. I think I have it on Xbox from Games with Gold from the past, and it's all right. I mean, a lot of people enjoy it though.
If you like goats, it's for you.
That's right. It's all about goats. All about the goats.
Not speaking about goats, we have a new section here because Epic Game Store is actually decently sized now to where people
this is
use
probably going to be going away though. This little section, because we're only doing this for like a year.
Yeah, well, I bet you they keep it going.
Yeah, for a little bit longer. I
so
mean,
well for
hell,
them.
before too long, I'm going to own every game on the Epic Game Store without buying anything from the Epic Game Store.
Right. That's right.
But anyway.
So the free games you can get, these are available for free until now.
Not what?
Wait, what? Did we put a typo in here? These games are available for free until January 9th.
Yeah.
And it was just
weirdly
worded. Yeah, my bad. So they're free until January 9th at 8 a.m. Pacific time.
Yeah, free from now until
Pacific time. The games are Darksiders War Mastered Edition and Darksiders 2 Definitive Edition. You also get Steep. Remember that game?
Yeah.
Remember that game where the guy jumped off the side of the mountain on the snowboard and he went steep and then he just shredded around.
And that's the only thing I remember.
That's that, dude.
That's that.
So pick those 3 games up. You can pick them up. Hurry up. because they're gone January 9th. You have to pay for them. And why pay for them when you get them for free?
That's right.
Because that's
Free's always a good price.
the way to do it, baby. Okay, move on. I've botched this.
So The Witcher 3 is continuing to see success after the release of the Netflix Witcher series. The Witcher 3 has now hit a concurrent player count of over 100,000 players on Steam alone. This is the highest concurrent player count the game has ever seen, beating launch by over 8,000
That is wild.
players.
The Netflix effect.
Yeah.
Netflix and chill, baby.
I'm going to be real honest. That series is awesome. I loved it. I know some like diehard Witcher fans were like, I don't know. It was okay. But no, it was fucking awesome.
Oh, there you go.
That's my shining recommendation for it. And actually, one of the guys I work with has gotten into watching it, and he's not generally big on that genre, that kind of like magic-y medieval time setting.
Renaissance era,
yeah. But Witcher 3, fantastic game. Witcher series, fantastic series. I'm excited for Cyberpunk, as we talked about last time.
As that gets a Netflix series.
And then eventually, hopefully, we get a Witcher 4. Which I'm sure we will. Because
dude, yeah, because it only prints money, baby.
Well, yeah, and they settled all of the issue with the writer.
Did that writer get the deal? Did he get the deal where he makes money off this now, or is that just?
They gave him another chunk of money basically to shut him up.
That's wild. What I mean, just
you made a bad deal, man. Eat it. That's how it goes.
Eat the deal. Damn.
But yeah, so they gave him like a decent sum of money, not what he was asking for, but they still threw some money his way, and they're like,
he made
okay,
free money.
Please shut up for a while. We're gonna continue to do this now. So,
God, that is so annoying.
Yeah.
Ugh. There's been movement with EA, but more importantly, Respawn. Ooh. Vince Zampella will now be moving from his role as CEO of Respawn to the head of DICE LA. Damn. As it stands now, there are plans to change the name of the studio. Good. For a while now, the studio has basically served as support to some of the other DICE studios, but now DICE LA has plans to launch an original game that is yet to be revealed. All the different branches of Respawn will be overseen by various members of the leadership team within the company. So that's
interesting.
Cool.
They're not basically putting up a new CEO. They're just going to support it from within for now. Whether they add, a new CEO in the future, I imagine. But
yeah, I mean, I think there's too many.
Yeah,
like studio heads, and it just gets ridiculous. I mean, you can't think that the company's going to be able to share the same ideas.
They've
in different
locations,
different minds.
They've basically gone in and like appointed certain people over different branches. It's like the narrative branch and the gameplay branch, and like
totally
all these
makes sense.
Things, which I think will work extremely well. I mean, Respawn
probably speed up development.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't have to.
Because you're not like, oh, hey,
guy,
what's DICE LA doing on this? Oh, I don't know. Let's ask that lead.
The thing is, a lot of these guys, or the guys and gals, have been working together for a while now. I mean, Respawn runs pretty much like a well-oiled machine, so I don't worry too much about Respawn. And I actually am excited to see what Zampella can do with this new branch, this new studio here. Because this studio, like I said, or like you said, was predominantly just support. They weren't really making games. They were just kind of helping out.
Right.
So it'll be exciting to see kind of what they do, especially with that Respawn mentality as the head of this branch. And, getting away from the DICE name would probably be a decent thing right now. So kind of create your own studio still under that EA umbrella, but be able to have a little bit more control and see what they can do. I'm excited.
What do you think they might do? Maybe some Star Wars stuff? Imagine a Star Wars battle royale.
Yeah. Some of the rumors are that this may be to kind of pave the way for Titanfall 3, which I don't entirely agree with. I mean, the way they've talked about this so far, it seems like they're going to have pretty much new IP, right?
New original content every new. Neither of what we just both said.
Right.
It's gonna happen, but yeah.
I don't know what they're gonna go for. I doubt it's gonna be a battle royale. They're not gonna cannibalize Apex Legends.
Yeah.
So I think they'll hopefully go the single player route and make a good single player story and go from there.
Well, they show us Fallen Jedi. Or Fallen Order, sorry. Fallen
Yeah,
Jedi. Fallen
Jedi,
Jedi.
Fallen Star Wars thing.
Fallen.
But yeah, I think Respawn will continue to support Apex as it stands for the extended future and probably have a team that is starting to work on Titanfall 3. And then this new studio is going to, well, basically new studio is going to be working on something completely original. And I think it's going to be single player. I
Yeah.
think that would be the right move. So EA will probably do the opposite.
Huh.
We'll see.
Cool.
So Dragon Quest 12 has actually already started development. It started development in 2019. So Yuji Horii confirmed that the next game in the series is in development in his New Year's tweet, saying, "Happy New Year. Last year, we started with publishing the movie Dragon Quest Your Story, then releasing the Switch version of Dragon Quest 11, the mobile version of Dragon Quest Walk, the announcement of the Adventure of Dai anime with its game adaptation, the production of Dragon Quest 12, and more. Even now, after 33 years have passed since I made the first game, I feel very glad that I can do new challenges like these. Thank you very much to all users who have cheered on Dragon Quest until now, and also to all my many staff members who have supported me. I don't know how long I can go on, but I feel like I want to do my best just a little bit more. I hope this year will be an amazing year for everyone. I'm looking forward to working together in this year." I'm excited for this. I still need to play Dragon Quest 11. I'm basically just waiting for a sale on the Switch because I feel like that's where I will actually complete the game. But I'm excited and I am happy that this exists as kind of its own thing. Dragon Quest doesn't really evolve, which in a way kind of works out all right. And they still have that very traditional JRPG, which I mean, with as Dragon Quest 11 showed off, like there's still a market for that and people still
works.
love it. So I'm excited to see what they can do with this, but it is interesting that he has been making Dragon Quest for 33 years. That's a long time to be making essentially one type of game. And granted, he's seen, I mean, drastic change. If you go back and look at, Dragon Quest 1 or anything like that, like there's a huge change there in what we've seen from that franchise, even if it isn't necessarily from a gameplay loop, it's more from, visually and just world building and things. But I like this series. I really do. I think it's fantastic. I have the first one on Switch right now. I haven't gotten around to it yet, but I picked it up and I'm planning on playing through, quite a few of these games eventually if I ever get like 800 hours to devote to this. But
Right.
yeah, I definitely am going to go back to 11 and I'm excited to see what they do with 12 and I might jump in on that one a little early if it comes to Switch. So good stuff.
Cool. Sony has filed a patent for a new PlayStation controller. We do not know if this is going to be for the PS5 or not, but we have our hunches. But just like the last patent, this controller does appear to be almost identical to the DualShock 4 controller, but with a slight difference. Paddle-like buttons on the back of the controller. No way, which would obviously point to the attachment that we talked about a couple episodes ago. I don't know how many that was, like 4 episodes ago, possibly. The back button.
It was a while ago, yeah.
Something like that.
Beginning of December.
Seeing as this is just a patent, it really doesn't mean much. We may be right back, we may be right that the back button is a test for how well these paddles are received, and Sony is simply planning ahead to add these paddles to the base controller or maybe even an Elite-esque controller in the future. My thoughts are this. I think their controller is not really going to change that much comparative to, the Xbox Series S controller has shown off. Maybe just a little bit bigger, and like the adjustment of maybe like the triggers a little bit, and maybe like a new button.
Well, shoot, even the Xbox Series X controller hasn't really changed much. They said it's a little bit smaller, and then they've got the share button. We don't know what's going on the back of that controller though, so that's kind of I mean,
What's going
I
on?
don't
What's
know
going
if
on the back of that
what you
thing,
got
man?
back there?
What you got
What
back
are you
there?
doing?
Yeah,
But
I think it's gonna be the exact same.
I think it will as well, and I think if anything, this is going to be a slightly higher end controller. I think this
Yep.
won't be the base
It's
model
they've
because
been
not
missing that
everybody wants the
SKU.
paddles.
They've been missing
Um,
that SKU, and they've been missing out on that money.
yep, I think the only thing that was kind of goofy about this,
Mhm.
which we already know that the DualShock 5 or whatever they end up calling it, which I assume,
Oh
given
god,
their
it's
naming
gonna be
conventions,
DualShock
it's
5.
going to be the DualShock 5. This is it will have a micro or it will have a USB-C connection,
Thank
and
God.
on the patent for this, it was still a micro USB. So the only
No.
yeah,
I did not
or it
I did
appeared
not
to be, yeah.
I did not, catch that. What the
Yeah,
hell?
so that's kinda interesting in a weird sort of way, but again, it's probably just a mock-up that they used, so it might
What
not, I
if
don't know.
what if the DualShock 5 does have the paddles, and then they're also just gonna sell the DualShock 4 with this attached to it?
That could be.
Like, DualShock 4s going forward, we'll just have these programmable buttons.
I personally think it is a bad choice to put paddles on your base controller.
I agree.
Not only from a business perspective,
Because
I
it's
mean,
supposed to be
from a
macro
business.
shit.
Yeah, from a business perspective, yeah, you can you can make more money by
You
selling
can
it
do whatever you
separate,
want.
but, from a player standpoint, like, I love my Elite controller, but I only use one of the 4 paddles on the back of it at any given time. Sometimes I'll put on 2 depending on what game I'm playing or whatever, but
Right.
I like to be able to remove them and take them off, which these might be removable, but I don't know.
Probably.
From the design of them, it's not nearly as simple as, how Xbox does their paddles. But it will be I don't know. I think it seems like a bad move to put that on a base model controller because a lot of people just don't have any use for paddles. It's kind of like a I don't know. I don't
It's a
know.
nice to have if you need it or want
Right.
it.
Or if you
It's a complete
specifically have
want,
sought it
not a
out.
need.
Yeah, yeah. If you have sought it out and then you're like, "Yeah, no, I want this," that makes sense, but
Yeah.
not everybody wants it.
I firmly believe that there are well enough buttons on a video game controller.
Nope, nope, add more.
I'm pretty cool with them. Pretty all right with that. I do like USB-C because that shit charges so much quicker.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my god, that's
I
great.
The only time I really use the paddle on my controller consistently is for Rocket League, and that's just so I can put air roll onto the paddle, so I don't have to take my finger off of boost to air roll. So
No,
and that's really the only application that I have really found that I like absolutely need it to an extent. But I don't know. I like them. I've tried using them in like Division. Tried using them for reloads and things like that, and it works all right. But that muscle memory is there embedded into me of not doing that. Like I had paddles set up to where they would reload or take cover, but I was still hitting just the regular buttons on top. And now the only difference was whenever I set my controller down on my leg, I was hitting A or X or whatever and doing different commands that I didn't want to do. So yeah, cool. It'll be interesting to see if that's actually what we get.
God, I
I
really
mean,
hope they don't do
patents
the.
are,
I really hope they don't do the bat button stuff.
yeah.
I hope that. I mean, maybe they could be removable. It'd be cheap because I mean the only reason why that attachment, I guess why I'm guessing why that attachment exists is obviously to, like you said, acclimate people to the idea of it.
Mhm.
But I don't think that they would spend R&D behind that and produce a product like that if they weren't going to just include it in the next damn thing.
Yeah.
Right. So it's like I think that the paddles are going to be on there. Plus, they wouldn't have to have that circle on the new one. They could just have those paddles on the back, and then
Mhm.
I would love to see a little like OLED screen like that though on the front of the controller, and I
Yeah.
could select things from it. That would be really cool.
That would be cool. It would be
So,
cool.
but yeah, I'm kind of hoping they don't do back paddles.
Eh,
So, but you
like I
know,
said, not everybody wants them, so
that'll
don't
make it
make it
really
mandatory.
that'll make it really interesting if they do it though, because that'll be a pretty decent differentiator between the two consoles. I
Yeah.
mean, obviously you can buy the Elite controller, but you know.
Yep. I'm taking my Xbox controllers forward with me. My Elite is going to still be my main controller.
Nah. Then you'll open your Series X, you'll hold that controller, be a little bit smaller. The triggers will have nicer
You
haptic
saying I have small
feedback.
hands?
And then you'll go, no.
I do though.
And then you'll hold it and you'll go, okay. I'm gonna buy 4 more of these. And then I'm
The
not gonna
sheer
look
amount
back.
of Xbox controllers in my house right now is
I'm not gonna
just
look back.
ridiculous.
They're gonna come up with some cool fucking
I
design,
don't know,
dude, and
man.
it's gonna be like,
After you
you can
spend
only get this.
after you spend $150 on a controller, you become a little attached to it.
Sure. Until they come with the Series 3.
Oh
Show
god.
that off at E3.
Oh
And it's
god.
got like cool lights on it and stuff like that. And you'll be like, need it. Need that RGB,
I'm
baby.
gonna need
I'm
that.
surprised they haven't done that yet.
Some real
Well,
RGB
yeah,
action.
think about how like RGB in gaming is like, I mean, I don't really care about it, but you try to buy gaming anything and you can't get something without it flashing like a fucking casino machine.
Like the runway of an airstrip.
Yeah,
Like,
like an
good
airstrip
god.
or like a Las Vegas like casino floor,
Yeah.
you know?
I mean,
It's absurd.
all my PC stuff has RGB, not because I
Right.
wanted it, just
I've
because
got
it came with it.
the cheapest mouse available did this.
Oh
Did I
yeah.
need that? No, I didn't. I didn't need that at all. But whatever.
Oh yeah.
Guys, we'll wrap this up. Guys, if you want to support the show, head on over to patreon.com/Diggity Podcast to support us and become a patron over there. You can also get a free audiobook download and 30-day free trial by heading over to audibletrial.com/Diggity. That's Diggity. Get access to a ton of audiobook titles to choose from for your iPhone, your Android, your Kindle, or whatever the hell you listen to your books on, because you ain't gonna read them. No. This is 2020. They're gonna read it to you. Technology from like what 2000 or 1998 when it was on like CDs, but now
It was before that.
Oh yeah, tape. It was on like
Yeah,
tape and
it was on tape for sure.
like beta tape and
Uh-huh.
God. Well, anyways, it's through the interwebs now. So head on over there, audibletrial.com/Diggity. Support us. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Diggity Podcast. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Search for Diggity or Diggity Gaming, and you will find us with the little green logo. You can find me on Xbox One. My gamer tag is Maple Jeff.
And mine is Luscious Brody. And on PlayStation, you can find me at Wolverine's Cousin.
Sweet. Leave us a review or a comment on one of our YouTube videos. It does 2 things. 1, helps us get us more because it's engagement. And 2, lets us know if our content's good. And if it's not, what we need to fix, or if what you like, do more of. So do it. Thank you to those who have already put a review in. Thank you so much. with that, I'll see you for the Wednesday show, I guess. See ya.